why don't we take
All
a look at the
right.
veto? And I really hope oh, thank God. Uh, Entity Gaming has banned Mirage.
Wow, you're
Finally.
sighing a lot. You're
Yes,
happy.
sorry about that. But yeah, finally. I actually talked to the entirety of last year, right? When we were on TV as well. I've told Vagish this as well. Entity, and sorry, not Entity, but Hellranger. At that
Yeah.
time, he was an Eternal. Hellranger is terrible at Mirage.
Okay.
He's the worst IGL in Mirage ever. He's a great IGL except on Mirage. So I'm so glad that that's become their first ban as well. And eventually we've got to Cash and Inferno at the end. And I did think that we would go to Cash.
Okay.
But Inferno is a really good map for both these teams, all right?
All right.
And it's probably Too Easy's best map. It's also it's a really good map for entities. So
Anybody could take this one?
yeah, honestly, this game is going to be very, very interesting. But yeah, I mean, and how about you? Do like Too Easy? Actually, I know this
Yes.
about you as well. What do you think? Who's going to take this in
I
your
mean,
eyes?
you know, you have some prominent teams in the country that have been backed very well. They've got the force. They are like veteran players. And then there are some teams that just come out of nowhere, like Too Easy, Hyderabad. They were phenomenal. Even in December, they kept their consistency going. And I love to vote out for underdogs because they just come up with a strategy. And like you've always told me before, they're very strong with their foundation when it comes to Counter-Strike. So if they have really worked that out correct, I think they could come in with a very strong game plan against Entity Gaming.
I agree. Actually, I do think that we're going to see the basics of Counter-Strike, like really the fundamentals of Counter-Strike being displayed correctly in this game, and I really hope that's the case. But that being said, I am
Yes.
going to go for Entity. And I'm going to shout out to my boy Marzel because I have played with him in the past as well in Trademark Gaming. So I think he's going to be he's going to be the MVP. I think he's going to be the standout player, and yeah, I'm going to say Entity is going to take this.
All right. I'm going to just give my votes for Too Easy for now.
All right, so I mean, we can just get into the game at this point. I think that's the
Yeah.
best thing to do.
Everybody's waiting.
Yeah, everyone's ready. Everyone's waiting. So why don't we get into the game? Our casters, Mamba and Fett, please take us into this amazing game.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the ESL India Premiership. It's the Masters League and it is the 2018 season. We are ready to go live with the finals of what was last year's winter finale, Too Easy Gaming and Entity Gaming. And with me today is my beautiful co-caster, Mamba Sar, or Mamba Senior, or Mamba SR. Mamba.
It's Mamba S. A lot of people call me Mamba, sir. For some reason, I don't even know why, but it is going to be an interesting matchup. It is Inferno and Vito, Hellranger going on, giving the respect ban to Overpass because Adi scolded him a lot. And Tita's actually going to be pushing up mid. Look at that early aggression coming in from Too Easy. And this is going to be interesting. Batman getting the frag onto Mars. Is going to fall back. Pokey falling back towards the A-bomb side as well. So playing it really carefully. Got the first flag and they have the advantage and they're playing it to perfection right now.
I mean, that's crucial for the CT side is that you get that early man advantage. And then, like you said, they're doing the right thing. They're just turtling up. And I think it's the B hit coming in. I don't think Hellranger would have accounted for that early pickoff. But now, this is the mark of a true good IGL is can you adapt to the changes that the round throws in your face? Or as Sai would say, halka sa chappal kha liya usne. In this case, it was, well, Marzel.
And two of the guys don't even have Kevlar. You have to make sure that, you have to observe this thing. And on top of it, it's going to be execute coming up. So two of the guys. And Rex is going to find the frag on to Falcon. Follows that shot through the smoke. Recall is going to be waiting around the edge of the smoke. Matara. So he's going to get spotted. I think he spotted the CT as well. But they're going to wait it out. They're going to wait for the plant as well. Recall Master spamming through the smoke. Not going to be able to connect anything except for the coffins. And well, it is going to be a 3v5 retake. They have a kid on them as well. So they can go in really slowly. No flashes though. It is going to be extremely difficult. Sai and Hellranger holding Banana on 15 points of health. He's going to get the headshot on Batman. Pokey is going to get taken down as well by Matarasu. And this is actually not turning out in the favor of Too Easy. Rexy with the one tap. Trying to get the second frag as well. He's going to get taken out. The trade not coming in time. But Hellranger, in a 1v2. Can he pull this off? He's going to try and bring back the 5 right now. 15 points of health. He's going to wait it out. He's going to go around the corner. Trying to find the shot. He's going to miss it. It's going to go around the corner. Will get taken now by Tito. And that is going to be the first round coming up for Too Easy.
I mean, nice try there from Entity Gaming. They did pull it back down to a 3v3, but then Recoil Master and Rexy, they got crucial frags in at the crucial moments. Rexy with that fadeaway headshot as the T streamed into the B bomb site. Well, and there you have it. Too Easy pick up the ever so crucial pistol round. Now, this does lay the groundwork for what is this I am seeing. Marzel with an AK-47. They're going to force it up. All right, so the hero AK play. We've seen this quite a bit in the majors, this past majors in Atlanta, that Cloud9 won. That single ace AK buy-up after the pistol round. Will it pay dividends? Well, let's just take a look at what Mazel is going to be doing. He's going to be pushing up mid. And it is a 3-2, very conventional setup by Too Easy, gaming over towards, well, over throughout the map, not really going for any early map control. Still not aware of the fact that Mazel is still rocking this AK-47, and they're going to allow the range on these SMGs, the range advantage, to do most of the talking.
I mean, it makes sense as well, right? Because you expect them to go with P250s, and they are playing the range. So it is actually a smart play coming up, but completely unaware of the fact that Mazel has an AK. He has to make sure he gets 2 frags going in his favor. And I think if he has support, if he has backup behind him when he gets the frags, they're going to go all in. Otherwise, he'll try and lurk around, try and call in the rotation, and ask the teammates to cut off the rotation as well.
Yeah, and I think Rexy did spot out Amaterasu's kneecap there. This is going to get hairy. This is going to get dicey. It all comes down to Mazel landing those crucial entry frags with the rifle that he's been entrusted with by from his teammates. And look at Entity. They haven't really gone for much map control, although given the fact that most of them are on P250s and 1 Glock and an AK-47, they can't really go for any aggressive map control this time around. It's all going to be a YOLO B-rush. Maybe the objective is to get that bomb down at the least and maybe possibly win it. Best case scenario. And there we go. The opening frags coming in. Amaterasu bites the dust. Mazel doing absolutely bugger all with that AK-47 of his. And Rexy's just farming that cash. Oh my God. Daddy's little trust fund gun, the MP9, is just going to rake him in the big bucks. And he gets the free AK upgrade as well. That's money in the bank for you there, right there, Mamba.
One thing I really want to point out is the fact that the nade play, the smokes, the utility usage from Too Easy was absolutely on point. That 50-second smoke coming in from Tito, that was so amazing. They realized they were towards mid. They got early mid control, the CTs. They did not allow them to push in. And around the 50-second mark, he knew that, this is a time that movement is going to come up, and they smoke it off and do not allow them to come in. And it's going to be a force by coming up because he got the bomb down in the first round, and Mazel is not going to have a lot of things to work with. Amaterasu on the Deagle, he did not buy anything. I think he dropped the AK as well. But it makes sense. He has a Deagle to work with. Rexy trying to spot something, maybe get some sort of an advantage towards Banana early on in the round. Recoil Master down to 45 points of health. So, well, Mazel is going to be pushing up along with Falcon inside the A apartments, and we have 3 guys playing towards A, so it is kind of surprising. We actually have 4 of them, 1 towards Arches, 3 guys towards A bomb. So it's a really good read coming in from Too Easy, and I think these guys have been doing some of their homework really, really well.
This is a very good call. 4 players, early rotation. And I don't think Entity is ready for this. Amaterasu going to be the first to face and the first to get his face smashed in by Tito Savage. Land God truly showing up in full measure right now. Oh, perfect flash coming out from his teammate, and Falcon with the bomb there too. That is disastrous. Pokey in the meantime, doesn't matter if he's dabbing or not. He's still going to get the kill. Mazel, the next one to bite the dust. And now it's all down to Sai. He's going to eat a face full of flash. And Hellranger, Mr. IGL, Mr. Cool himself. What can they do?
I mean, this is still pullable, but Sai is going to find the frag onto Pokey towards Archer, so they are going to call in a man too. Oh, and look at that, a double peek coming in from the terrace side. Sai getting the second frag as well. It's a 2v3 situation. They have a flash to work with, so the most they could do is maybe try and get some sort of information towards A bomb side by pushing up towards Library, but they're not going to do that because they know that it is not going to pay off that well inside. Trying to find an opening, trying to spot someone. The flashbang is going to come in. Hellranger blinding everyone on the side as well. He's going to get taken down. Really unfortunate. Bad man with an MP9, 2 frags onto 2 AKs, and that's a lot of economic damage done while making a lot of money for the CTs.
This is just pure wreckage, pure decimation of whatever Entity had planned for that first semi-buy round because of that 1 AK they bought up in the second round. And now Too Easy can actually start building their economy. They're up against another, well, more or less hard eco, just 3 CZs, 2 P250s, not much that the Ts have going for them this round.
And the amount of cash that the CTs have as well, it's 3 guys have 6,000 plus, $6,000 in the 4th round. So the terrace side, they will have to make sure they do not spend a lot because Hellranger is infamous for force buys. And I remember I criticized him a lot during the last year. Aldi criticized him a lot as well for all the force buys that came in. And these guys will have to try and adapt to the play style of Too Easy, because if you make a mistake, Too Easy is going to capitalize on it. And we have Amaterasu pushing up with the CZ75. I don't even know why I had that tongue twister right there. maybe it's me just casting up 10 months, but Amaterasu is going to wait it out because the smoke is going to come in at the most perfect time possible. And Tito being so fearless, he's just sitting with an off angle. Pokey is going to wait it out. The flash is going to come up. Is not going to spot anyone, and the terrorists are taking this really, really slowly.
I mean, this is a decent move that Entity have managed to just hold off the A defenders towards the A bomb site. No rotation call has yet been made because they haven't made any noise towards Banana. And the thing is, Too Easy have been playing a very turtle-like setup, not much aggression anywhere. And here comes the death train, and Tito and Rexy will just shut it down. Tito with a triple kill, Rexy with a double kill. That's the full house of frags being shared between these two stalwarts of Indian CS. And with that, Too Easy Gaming move on to 4-0 for Entity. Entity finally with a proper buy. The nades, the AKs, the armor, everything, along with the kitchen sink they have at their disposal. What can they do with it? They haven't really gone for much map control, and Too Easy historically has been a team that does offer up a lot of map control, especially on Inferno on their CT side. So that is a setup that's ripe for abuse. On the flip side, Too Easy's trade game is so strong that they can actually just sit back, turtle up in sites, and just play for the trades. And they've been doing that pretty consistently this past year a lot, and this year as well. They've had some very good results going into this season of the ESL India Premiership. So let's see what they bring to the table.
To be honest, if there was a faster sort of gameplay coming from Entity, I mean, even though Too Easy have the basics absolutely right, you know, it's perfect. You can't really point out a mistake when they are trying to get the basics right, but you have to be a little bit faster, because if they are going to give up the map control, try and bait out the smokes. And I mean, these guys do understand the fact as well. We actually have an execution coming up, so I'm going to hold that thought. Sai's going to get the first frag. Pokey is going to get taken down. Recall Master getting on top of that box. Badman, and look at that Recoil Master. Get the second frag, Marcel. You cannot miss those. You have to hit those shots. And Badman is going to be waiting it out. Two men alive on the terrace at Falcon and Amaterasu. You know, these guys have been playing with each other since a very long time, and Amaterasu is going to fire a shot. Recall Master is going to get taken down, and Rexy is going to be in a 1v2. He's going to spot the first guy. What was that one tap? Oh my god. Look at that, going for the second shot as well. He's going to wait it out. Almost finding the frag, and Falcon saving the day on 2 points of health. And it was a 2v4 that reduced it to 2v1 and almost pulled the round off. But oh my god, Rexy with that amazing one tap onto pit. And I don't even know what to say.
Well, all I have to say is Marzel is one of the star fraggers in Entity, and he's yet to open his scorecard, sitting on 0 frags right now. Needs to step up, needs to wake up. He has not arrived yet. It's 5 rounds in, going into the 6th round, and double ops coming out for Too Easy Gaming. Tito and Recoil Master. Neither of these oppers are, neither of them are oppers of the caliber of Spawn, their old IGL from the previous season, because he was a very dynamic opera, especially on this map, Inferno. And he's definitely someone who is extremely missed by the boys from Too Easy Gaming, because not only was he a very good IGL, he could also, contribute as a fragger while in-game leading, which is a very rare trait to have in any IGL in any part of the world.
And if you notice one thing, they went in for the map control this time around. They knew that they won around, have a lot of cash to work with, and they took straight up banana control, and they're going to drop out towards A bombs, and Poke is going to get taken down from behind. Marzel finally opening up. Badman is going to be the only guy towards A bomb side, waiting it out on top of the box. He's going to go there, and we actually have his teammate as well standing up, and Rex is going to get taken down, trying to creep up. Was not necessary, but Marcel is going to find the second frag as well. Badman all alone. He's going to get the first frag. Can he get the second as well? He's going to spot him. Trying to find the frag. 1 to 12 points of health. He's going to get the second guy as well. Waiting it out. Marcel being spotted. 2 guys inside pit. It is going to be a 2v2 situation. Tito with the op. The flashbang is going to go off. Is going to get taken down though. Marcel getting the frag onto Badman. Tito in a 1v2. Can he pull this off? It is going to be extremely difficult. He has an op to work with. A smoke and a flashbang. No kit. Yeah, I personally feel he has to change things up a bit and maybe try and go in for the AR. Assault rifle, I don't even know why I call it AR, but well, Tito is going to throw the smoke, knowing there is a guy towards pit, throwing in the flashbang as well. Is going to push up. It is going to be really hard because he has blocked himself off. He's going to go around the edge of the smoke, trying to spot someone, but I think this is a round loss. This is a lost cause for Tito right now.
Yeah, he should just try and save the AWP. I mean, unfortunate for him, the only other gun lying by his foot is the other AWP. Like, he could have really used a rifle at that point. And I think he looked down, saw it, said, bugger it, and just ran away. He's like, can't. It's very difficult to pull off a 1v2, but credit where credit is due. Marzel, finally, just as I was chastising him for not showing up, gets a very crucial 3K because the rest of his team, apart from Amaterasu, just went down like a sack of potatoes, not really doing much. And it was Amaterasu and Marzel's effort that previous round that actually won them the frags that came in from them that won them that second round. And that's going to allow them some economic stability, getting 2 rounds on the board. But both the rounds that Entity Gaming have won have come at the cost of 4 and 3 players respectively, which means their money is still on the precipice of being broken. And Too Easy know this, which is why they've gone for this armor pistol buy to support the AWP. Can Tito's big green gun ring loud and true?
Well, even if they can't get the round, all they have to do is, and look at that, the flashbang was on point. Tito is going to get taken down, and even if they can't pull this round off, they don't really have a lot of guns to work with. So the most they should be aiming for right now at least is get the trades and try and get as many guns as you can off the terrace side, because they don't have a lot of cash, as you pointed out, and they are doing absolutely that inside the apartments too, guys, with the crossfire, with the bait and switch. Actually, it's not even the crossfire. The flashbang is going to go out. Pokey is going to wait for it, then turn around, and Badman baiting himself. Pokey is going to try and find the revenge frag. It's going to get 2 frags right there. Falcon is going to get taken inside, getting 2 amazing frags and a really good headshot onto Recoil Master as well. It's going to be Rexy all alone in a 1v3 with the op, and I'm pretty sure he's just going to fall back, wait it out towards B-bomb, let's chill out and save that op up for the next round.
I mean, Recoil Master is going to feel that well into the afterlife. That headshot just literally smacked him across the server. Beautiful headshot, and Sai is hungry. He's going to go for this. He does not want them to be able to save this AWP, and Rexy is playing from construction. He's seen Sai. Sai needs to be careful. Well, they both spotted each other, and Sai is just, RSI or not, he is not going to hold back. He's feeling it, and there we go. Sai gets his hands on his favored weapon of mass destruction, the AVP, the big green gun, the Zoom banger. Well,
I like that.
There we go. What can he do with this? Can he pry the Too Easy defense open like a 50 cal bullet would a can of tomato soup? Let's see. Let's see.
You know the contrast though, Sai and Marzel. Marzel has a Mac-10, and I'm not quite sure what he's going to do with this, because he has to be really upfront. He has to be really aggressive to try and do any sort of damage with that gun, especially when you know that they are going to be, well, I mean, 3 guys don't even have head armor. So actually, I think that's a smart read. I mean, I just realized he knew that they did not buy up the last one. They won't have a lot of cash. They are going to go in for the resources. Could actually be a very smart read coming from Marzel.
I mean, this would be the ideal round to just try and break the economy of Too Easy Gaming. In fact, I mean, they would be forced for another eco, maybe an armor pistol at the most. Let's see.
That could be the case, but well, they are going to go in for the mid-take coming up. A lot of resources and flashbangs being used. So Badman is going to get the first one. He's going to get taken down though. Actually, Marzel is going to get taken out. I get the range frag onto Badman, and Poke is going to come around the corner and get the frag onto Sai again, and the trades is falling in. And this is impeccable trade fragging right now coming in from Too Easy. You just cannot point a mistake in terms of trade fragging. The flashbang is going to go in, and Tito avoiding the flashbang like a boss, but he's going to get taken down because he did not have enough time to turn around. Hell Ranger along with the Matarasu, they are going to try and pull this round off. This is going to be a very crucial round for the Terry side, because if they do win this, the economy on the CT side is going to be a little harder to work with, and the flashbang coming in, and a really flashbang as well. Look at that, the Poke is going to find the first one, can get the second frag as well. He's going to get it, and that was an amazing round coming from Too Easy, and the flashbang coming from the CD base, that was so brilliant. Poke did not have to do anything. He just had to point his gun and take the shot really casually and calmly, because Hell Ranger was dabbing right there.
They had just one flashbang and a Molotov, and that one flashbang was all they needed. Recoil Master with the flashbang of dreams, blinding both Amaterasu and Hell Ranger. Hell Ranger being forced to retreat. He'd actually gotten Recoil Master down to 15 HP. One more bullet, one more stray bullet, and Recoil Master was done for. But didn't matter, because it was Pokey to the rescue. 2 crisp, clean headshots, and an easy post-plant retake on the B-bomb site for Too Easy Gaming.
Oh, well, Recoil Master is going to throw in the smoke, but they do have some sort of cash to work with, and it's a good amount of resources on both the teams. Recoil is going to be the only guy on the op on the server, so we have a 3-man mid setup right now. 1 guy watching the boilers area, two guys watching mid, and the perfect trade setup coming in. And I'm not quite sure, because they're so confident about apartments not being pushed up. There's literally no one watching the apartments, so I think they have all the player tendencies down ingrained in them. And Marzel is going to be pushing up towards boilers, and I don't know. I need to go offline anyway. But yeah, Marzel is going to be waiting out. It's going to be a pretty slow round coming in 1 minute mark, and that is where the teams are. That is is where teams usually start moving out. 50-second to 1 minute marker, and CDs, look at the amount of resources they still have. 3 Molotovs to work with, 2 smokes and 4 flashbangs. So these guys are really good at conserving the resource, and Recall is going to be playing a little passive towards Archers, and he's going to wait it out, trying to just find that one frag to, you know, get that distraction going on, and so that Batman and Pokey can throw out the flashes and go out and get the peak. So, well, they're going to try and move in really slow. 35 seconds on the clock. Can they pull this off? Fett, what do you think?
I mean, so far it's been a very good round coming out from Entity, getting map control, denying information to Too Easy Gaming, and Too Easy Gaming have let that happen. That's their biggest problem. They've not really actively gone for any sort of control, and there's Recoil Master missing the crucial shot, and this leaves them open for a B pincer, and that's exactly what Entity were planning on and banking on. There we go. The 2 A defenders were completely taken out of the equation, and now it's Tito Savage just blindly just waltzing around in a wall of smokes. It's like, you know, the morning after Diwali in Delhi, and every Delhi I feel main kahan jaun, itna dhuan, kahan gaya main? And everybody's just lost in smoke. And there we go, Entity, like a coiled viper, striking with precision and determination, and they get a perfect round. Marzel's the only one who's taken any significant amount of damage and has gotten 2 kills on the entry. So Marzel just killing it right now. Hellranger on the hunt, and Badman. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's going to leave a taste of hot steaming lead in your face right there. Pokey does find Sai though, but they now know where Pokey's playing from. Doesn't look like he'll be able to save it, but might just, you never know. In Pokey spotted out Amaterasu, definitely, and there we go. He should be able to save the M4 into the next round.
Well, that was really close. Hellranger almost got 32 ticks, so I'm not quite sure about the exact distance, but Sai has the off. On the terrace side, the CTs won't really have a lot of cash to work on. They're going to go in for a complete eco unless they have some other plans in mind. And as far as I can see this going, they are going to go in for a complete eco. Pokey, I would rather suggest him to play a little passive so you can just go out and get the trade, and they're actually going to force it up. That is not exactly surprising, but I think I was banking more a little towards a complete eco coming up. But nonetheless, they're going to force things up because they have a gun to work with. And Hellranger buying the Macton, expecting a eco. But a lot of guys on the CT side don't really have head armor. So this is going to be really effective. The nades and the flashbangs going in towards Banana. And the CTs again playing really passive. And this time around, they don't even have the guns to play with. So I think they're not going to change anything up. And they are, and the terrace side as well. They are trying to get map control all over the map. They're gaining control towards Banana. They're gaining control towards apartments as well. So I think this is actually going to be more of a pick and play thing. Wherever they get the pick, they're going to try and get that bomb site.
I mean, it's not really a force considering that they've just been reset. So they're anyway looking at the double eco territory. So might as well force up, and then they're going to have $4,300 approximately going into their buy round, which will happen next round anyway. So they're just giving themselves some chance of possibly clutching it, because Indian teams are notorious for absolutely sucking against these armor pistol buys. We just don't know how to counter these armor pistol buys. It's just not in us. And Entity taking it slow yet again. The slow plays, the methodical plays have been working out for them. And Too Easy Gaming have gambled with a B stack. It's just going to be Pokey with the rifle on the A bomb site. Can he do it? Can he make anything happen? And this is what a read coming out from Entity. They're just going to go wrapping around towards Arches. Pokey down at 27 HP. I think the rest of the Too Easy Gaming squad isn't even going to bother rotating. They're like, okay, we're going to save the armor pistols and take them into the next round. Pokey, bro, best of luck.
Well, this is going to be extremely difficult. And the Molotov was on point. I mean, behind the smoke, expected someone to push up, and with a flashbang, and so he threw the Molotov, and Pokey had to fall back. Only has 27 points of health to work with. And he's playing it to perfection right now, not giving away his position, but I'm pretty sure he's sweating bullets right now. He's going to get spotted. Getting the first, going to get the second as well. Nope, he is going to be blinded. Amaterasu is going to find the frag onto him. And Badman and the rest of the team, they are going to wait it out towards the B bomb side, trying to save those CZs and the armor they've bought up, because it's a huge investment coming up, and they can use that in the next round as well. So Hellranger, the only guy going down on the chariot side, and the T side, they have actually started building some decent amount of economy right now, because the only guy who will have to buy up in the next round is going to be Hellranger, and everyone has about, on an average, they have about $5,000 to work with.
Yeah, so they've at least secured 2 buys out of this win. They've managed to string 2 rounds together now in a row. 5-5 scores are tied. And things, actually, I'm quite excited as to the way the things have been progressing this game. None of the teams have actually shown any signs of just dominance. It's been a very even game of Counter-Strike so far. Momentum has swung both ways. Both teams have wrestled for momentum and have tried to secure it for little stretches of time. Entity Gaming, though, I have to say their T side has never been that great on Inferno. It is their CT side that has impressed me of late. But Too Easy Gaming have had more international success on Inferno, and that's what counts, I guess, in my opinion, like how good you do against teams from Southeast Asia. And Too Easy Gaming
Rexy
definitely
had
yeah,
a really good run.
yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry to cut you off right there, but for all the viewers who do not get the joke, it was Rexy, the only guy who fragged out. I think it was 26 frags or something. And he was the only guy who had a positive KDR, and he was absolutely destroying everyone. And Fed thought that was the IGL role that was weighing Tito down. So, but there's going to be a B take coming up, most likely. Actually going to be a B take coming up. Everyone from the terrace side towards the B bombs inside Banana. Rexy is going to throw in that flashbang. He's going to try and peek out. He's not going to spot anyone. He still has one more flashbang to work with. So he's going to try and rinse and repeat that thing. He's going to prime up the flashbang. One more flash coming up, and he's going to go around the corner. Everyone's going to be blind. Trying to get the first frag. He's not going to be able to find anyone. And that was so unfortunate. Marzel is going to find the frag onto Rexy. And again, 8-3-5. I think they are still going to go out for the exit frags. And usually what happens in these situations, when you have 4 guys standing in front of you and everyone's blinded, you get confused. I mean, it doesn't matter how good of a player you are, but again, players of this caliber, at least Rexy, should have gotten at least 1 frag or 2 frags, to be honest.
I mean, he was primed for it. Like, there were 3 players just completely whited out there. It was a blizzard in front of their eyes for 3 players from Entity Gaming. And I think that's what threw off Rexy, as you pointed out. And Falcon, excuse me, they know that there's, death awaits them at the bottom of Banana. So they're not really going to go out gung-ho. They're just holding back. And frankly, well, Hellranger can't afford to go out gung-ho, but he's going to still... Yeah, there we go. Hellranger does fall. Allows for the trades to come in. And Amaterasu and Falcon getting the 2 final kills. And that's going to be... Well, Too Easy Gaming, I think, apart from Pokey, who may want to drop an op towards either Recoil or Tito. But looks like they're going to have to... Yeah. No, I'd rather... If I were Too Easy right now, I'd focus more on one player at least having utility and kit. And the kit, rather than going for the AWP. Utility is your best friend, especially on a map like Inferno, where it is crucial to establishing map control.
That's absolutely true, and this is what experience brings to you guys. And talking about map control, they are going to try and get some sort of an early advantage. This is a one-way smoke coming up, by the way, and I've seen this quite a lot, and it usually does work out. But with a team like Entity, I think they're not going to go in without throwing the Molotov towards that corner, so that is redundant, and that is exactly what happened. So, I mean, they tried the luck, it did not work out, and I think at least out of 100 times, 90 times it's not going to work. I mean, 9 out of 10 times it's not going to work out anyway. So the smoke being primed up again, and he's going to throw in the smoke around the 1-minute mark again, because they know that is when the movement starts coming up, and the CT's Recall Master is going to be on from us, but with the resources, so that makes sense. And Sai with the op is not going to be able to do anything, at least for the next 15 to 20 seconds, because of the smokes that are going to come up. And it is going to be a later on take coming up again. But the Terror said they do have the resources. Hellranger is going to be coming up towards mid, trying to set up some sort of a distraction. We still have the C4 on the T-slope, by the way. 45 seconds on the clock. Arch is going to get smoked off. And, well, the shed. The boost is going to get mollied off as well. So Batman is going to wait it out. He has to get that first frag. He absolutely cannot miss that shot. And Amaterasu waiting out behind the smoke. Hellranger is going to be the one trying to get the lure going. And Marzel sneaking up behind them through the smoke. And this is a brilliant execute coming up. Amaterasu is going to go around the corner, gets the first, going to get the second. He's going to be waiting out, trying to get the frag. He's going to find the headshot onto Falcon. He's going to fall back and playing into perfection. Poking and Tito getting the frags. It's going to be Amaterasu and Sai in a 2v4. Sai holding the angle towards the CD. As the flashbang is going to go out. Sai is going to be absolutely blind, or maybe not. Amaterasu is not going to be able to avoid that, and this has to be that crossfire which is going to come in. He's going to quickly check Banana so he can concentrate towards the CD base, and Amaterasu has to depend on Sai, because if Sai misses that one shot, Amaterasu is going to get taken down. And look at that, Sai getting the first one, trying to get the second as well. Tito is going to find the refrag onto Amaterasu, and Sai is going to get the third one as well. Nope, that is not going to happen. He's going to fall back. The Molotov is going to be coming in, and he's going to find the first frag onto Tito and get the second frag as well. Oh my god, Sai! That was such a brilliant round. In a situation like that, so much pressure to work with, 2v4 situation, and they still get the round. What do you have to say about that?
Well, all I have to say is this is exactly why Sai says, "Bhai ko ab de de round jita dunga." Bata raha hu, bhai ko ab de de round jita dunga. And that's exactly what ended up happening. This guy is just such a turret. Does whiff one shot, but doesn't matter. Gets the kills when it matters. Perfect movement, avoiding that Molotov, playing around it, using it as cover. Just getting the kills when required. Now the nade stack. This is going to be a massacre in mid.
And well, it's going to be Batman getting 2 frags right, the Hell Ranger and Mathura. So I try to clear the angle one by one really slowly. He's going to go around, try and spot someone towards Banana. That is not going to happen. Tito is going to be waiting it out. And well, that is going to be Rexy and Tito in a 2v3 with 2 P250s and Kevlar to work with, which is a little surprising, but they do have the for the next round, and they're going to have 3400 draws coming in the maximum losing bonus, and Tito has been spotted surviving on 58 points of health. He's just going to fall back, try and get maybe one gun off. He's going to call in Rexy as well for support, but nope, that is not going to happen. Rexy is going to be pushing up, which, I mean, I think he's just being a little too paranoid about a lurker being there, but it's a 3v2. They would not really want to have a lurker in this situation. They want to get those trades right. So it doesn't make sense for me if Tito knows that they are towards Banana. Rexy should come in with the rotation. Should have come in with the rotation really early, and Marzel is going to go around trying to spot the CT. Tito is going to get spotted. He's going to get taken down, and Rexy is saving that AK-47 up. Saving about, what, $3,100 for his team, and that is going to be the 8th round coming up for Entity Gaming. So not a really good start for Entity, losing out 4 rounds, losing out on the first 4 rounds. And Marzel, I think he was playing with the stream when he heard you. he was down 0-5, and the next 3 deaths, he gets 10 frags.
I mean, there's very little that Too Easy can actually make happen in such a desperate buy armor pistols. They did try and aggress to try and catch Entity off guard. Like I said, they've been very passive throughout this game. So just throw in a dash of aggression maybe here and there to catch Entity with their pants down, you know, trying to get in that early setup mode. Not really aware of any aggression, but it's Entity Gaming. Aequitas is their coach. I mean, if Aequitas is watching this and he catches them, you know, napping early round, they're going to be in a world of hurt, because Aequitas is not going to be a happy bunny if his team is not performing up to his standards. And he has very high standards when it comes to Counter-Strike. So I'm pretty sure they've been drilled to be forever vigilant when it comes to an active playing timer in CSGO in any map. And that's what you saw. Like, yes, Badman did get 2 quick kills onto Amaterasu, and I think it was Falcon, if I'm not mistaken, who didn't make it to the next make it out alive from mid, but the rest of the team was able to rally back and just get the kills when necessary and take the round home. And Recoil, well, that's not good. He does get 1 kill, but does burn alive, just like, I don't know why. But a 4v4 situation is still going to favor the T's in any map on any round in Counter-Strike.
$6,000 for a kill is not worth it. And Batman is going to fall back. He's going to get the first one. Can he get this around the corner? But Marzel is going to find the refrag. And Pokey with the perfect backstab. Look at that. Pokey's going to get the first one. He's going to get the second one as well. It's going to go around the corner side. He's going to be waiting it out. Baiting the shot out. He's going to get the 3rd frag as well. And Pokey, you god. He says he's not a god, but that backstab was so precise. Seeing the first guy not firing, spotting everyone, getting the call out, getting the spray down on the first guy, getting the spray down on the second guy as well, and then baiting the shot from Sai, an AWPer like Sai. And that was just picture perfect Counter-Strike being played out right there.
What good trigger discipline there. Excellent trigger discipline. And, well, Too Easy can end the half on a high, can get the last 2 rounds and maybe carry that momentum forward. But Sai, he's got other plans. Recoil Master down to 27 HP. Recoil Master with a love tap of his own through Broken Wall. And Tito, aggression in apartments. And this time Marzel was caught off guard, because they've not shown much aggression towards side halls at all throughout this half. And this time Marzel was just caught with his pants down. That's a lot of utility armor and an AK just being lost. And wow, Tito Savage living up to his name.
The only place I've seen him being the most savage is the analyst list. I remember having him on the analyst list the last time, in the last year. And he was absolutely, tearing everyone a new one because of the way he thinks. The way, he's so confident in his own abilities. He doesn't matter who he's playing against, and that is the best quality about Tito. But, well, it's going to be a Amaterasu who's going to get taken down by Rexy. Falcon is going to fall back because the C4 is stuck inside Banana. Rexy has spotted the C4. The smoke is going to go up, and that is going to take about 14 seconds off the clock. Hill Ranger is going to get taken down. Falcon all alone in a 1v4 in the last round. He's going to go around the corner with the flashbang going in. And he's going to spot the CT. He's going to be completely blind. He's going to be dabbing while crouching. And I don't even know where this is going to go from here, because he has throwing the smoke towards the CD, but he still has to be careful about the CD pushing out. And Recall Master is going to find the frag onto Falcon, and the scoreline is going to be 8-7 in the favor of Entity Gaming at the end of the first half.
And I mean, Recoil Master has been very quiet in the first half, but everyone else has turned up on Too Easy Gaming side, as you can see. And, well, Falcon, 3 frags, 10 deaths. But on the flip side, he does have 3 MVPs, so which means that apart from getting the bomb down and winning, well, the bomb plant rounds, I think some of his frags have been very crucial and high impact kills that's gotten his team round. So yeah, frags don't really matter that much. It has to come down to impact frags. But so far, he does need to contribute a little more to the team effort if they want to see off this game and have a good opening to the new season. And there we go. Sai spots out 3 heads, rushing in mid, is completely blind. Mazel getting bum rushed. He's going to get taken down. Tries to stay alive somehow. And there's the, well, pincer towards B. Hellranger should be aware of this. This is what Too Easy love doing on pistol rounds. And Hellranger mollies it off. Very smart, getting stuck on the scaffolding. Oh God, the geometry of the map. Hellranger, what is that movement, son? What is that movement?
He probably knows the map like the back of his hand right now, but I don't know why they would want Hellranger would want to push up, because they have seen Too Easy play before on Inferno. This is not the first time that Too Easy is playing on. They should have expected that early push coming up. And Sai got a lot of information early on in the round. When he jumped inside the apartments towards Boiler, he spotted 3 guys going in towards alt mid, and that information should have been enough. And Sai, even though trying to get that angled shot onto waiting it out inside Boilers, with the flashbang after the smoke was impeccably timed. There was literally nothing that Sai could have done. And the rush was really good as well. But the push coming in from Hellranger, I don't even know why I forgot his name, but I think it would have been a little more appropriate to try and get some sort of banana control if you really wanted to push out. But I think pushing out was not the most appropriate play to make right there. And they are going to pay the price for it. It's only going to be Badman who's going to get taken down in the entire round. That too after the C4 went down and Recoil Master. Well, I mean, it doesn't make sense to go out and hunt them right now.
I mean, see, the thing is, that previous round, it was just Recoil Master who was running utility for Too Easy Gaming. He had 1 Molotov and 1 flashbang. Wait, no, 2 flashbangs and a smoke. That's all he had to take into that round. And that's all they needed. 1 flashbang up mid, 1 smoke to block off Mazel playing from Boiler. And they just bum rushed, Sai playing from Boiler, and they just bum rushed Mazel. Perfect anti-strat. And now, only armor onto Amaterasu. Everyone's just gone for the upgraded pistols. They want to go into that first gun round with all the utility along with the weaponry. So that's a good move coming out from Entity Gaming. And they have been practicing multiple setups on the CT side, especially on Inferno. So let's see what Hellranger and his merry men have in store for us on their CT side. So far, Too Easy Gaming off to a flying start. Perfect pistol round. And, well, it's still quite early days in the second half. Anything can happen. The game can swing either way. Both of these teams are coming off of good performances and a winning streak. Well, that's a relative term because they have lost to SEA teams, but they did make it to make quite deep runs into international tournaments. And there we go, the B execute coming in. Tito leading the charge with his Mac 10 and Badman and Rexy. And okay, everyone's just shooting everybody, and now everybody's dead. That was just an absolute mess of a round, but whatever. If it works, it works.
If it looks stupid, but it works, I don't even know what to say about that round. Even though Too Easy in the early round wanted to bait the CTs out, and if they have any sort of resources, they went in for the early banana control. They threw in a few flashes towards mid, trying to bait the CTs out, trying to get that early aggression coming from the CTs. But that was a really good read coming from Hellranger as well, not calling in the rotation till the last moment. So I think it was a good read coming in from both the teams, and they tried to play it to perfection, but in the end, it did not work out for Entity Gaming. Recoil Master still has that Mac 10, and the gun you like to call the daddy's little trust fund. And, all of these names that you come up with, Fed, I don't even know how do you come up with these names?
I don't know. I had a dream that someday I'll be a wordsmith, and I just read a lot. That's about it.
Oh boy, and I think I barely ever read. But getting back to the game, though, it is going to be an execute. I am I'm in 2 minds about this thing. So Adi doesn't really like to agree with me on this one. But smokes, when you know that it could be an eco round, you do not want to throw smokes, because that just allows them to come in close and try and get those headshots going. The CD smoke is absolutely fine because that's only 1 smoke going in. So, well, they are going to play it to perfection, not throwing any other smokes except for the CD and the coin smoke, which is also coming later on.
The thing is, these are standard smokes. You don't see. The thing is, either you throw them or you run the risk of them, holding those tight corners with the pistols and mowing you down as you walk in. It's just good practice, in my opinion, to use your utility against force in the anti-force and anti-eco buys, because the pistols in CSGO are OP as hell when it comes to close range engagements, even against rifles. Look at the CZ and how it's being abused in the current meta, especially in those tight angles and tight corners. It's just ridiculously good. So there's no point.
This isn't the best form that CZ was in. CZ was so good. I mean, JW was infamous for being so notorious with the CZ and his aggressive opping style. That was when the movement speed, while scoped in with the op, was high, and the CZ, you could just pull it out like a flash and, you know, go on and push them all you wanted. But yeah, talking about the sounded smokes, the CD smoke was absolutely fine. But some teams tend to go in and, you know, throw a lot more smokes than these. And I don't know why they do it, but at least for the Masters team, they are doing it really well. And we have a tactical timeout coming up, so this is going to be in the best time possible, because this is going to be the buy round coming up for Entity Gaming. And all right, so since you work so closely with Equitas and you know that he's the coach for Entity Gaming, what do you think if you were Entity right now, what would you be thinking?
I'd be like, okay guys, we've lost the pistol, all right, they caught us off guard, it's all right, shake it off, bhai ko op de diya hai, ab kya chinta. That's what I would be thinking, right? Sai does have the op, and we saw what he could do, and he wielded it to great effect on the T side. And T side opping Inferno is very, very hard, let me tell you. Well, I don't op, but I've heard from very credible sources that T side Inferno op is not something you'd want to be doing or taking very lightly. It is extremely hard. Even Skadaddy himself would prefer the AK-47 over the op on the T side on Inferno. Well, if the money is a bit on the tight side.
I mean, it is actually a little too hard, and the reason being, if you're opping towards mid, it's still a little easier if you're going towards the arch. But in Banana, especially towards the B-bomb side, it's extremely difficult because of the angles that the CDs hold. You know, most of the times it's only their head that is visible, and those shots are extremely difficult to hit. Marcel is going to be pushed up, getting so much information right now. Matarasu is going to be waiting out for a flashback. He's going to be spraying down through the smoke, trying to find the frag, but is not going to be able to any frag at all. Rexy is going to get a lot of damage. Falcon is going to be waiting around the corner. He's going to find the first frag, or maybe not. He's going to find the spray. And is finally going to connect. Inside getting 3 frags. Right, he's going to go in for the 4th one as well. But Poki is going to shut him down. And that is going to be a really, really nice round coming in from Entity Gaming. Inside getting 3 frags. So, well, Bhai Op is actually working out right now for the CD side.
Yeah, like I said, Bhai ko op doge to round nikal loge. But unfortunately, is round Bhai ke paas op nahi rahegi. The one kill that Too Easy managed to get was the crucial one. That is Sai, who was wielding the AWP. And unfortunately, no one was close enough to retrieve that big green gun by the time the round timer ran out. So, Entity do win their first gun round, and most importantly, they do so by keeping 4 players alive, which means they will have a very healthy buy going into this round. But will we see a fast play coming out towards the B-bomb side? It is ill-advised. They are going up against a lot of utility. And Mazel and Amaterasu, the flashbang comes out, and Amaterasu through the smoke. This man has got no chill. Neither does Mazel. They're just laying waste to this T side of Too Easy Gaming.
And oh boy, Tito and Recall Master are going to be the only guys surviving. Such an amazing play coming in. Even though Matarasu, I don't know if he saw him through the smoke, because sometimes you read the name through the smoke, but it was so early in the smoke that I think that was impossible. He just went in with the spray and got the first frag. And Marcel, even though he was in such a difficult spot, by the way, if you're standing in the middle of Banana, it is extremely difficult to get those frags, because, you know, it could be a flashbang that comes in. It just could be literally anything. 2 guys pushing in through the smoke, and he gets both those frags, and it's going to be Recall and Tito coming in, both of them towards Banana, 2 guys playing towards the B-bomb side as well. So this is a little doable if they not get taken out. If anyone gets taken down, it is going to be game done. That's it for them. Hill Ranger is going to fall back, and that is the most perfect bait and switch. Oh my god, look at this. Mars is going to be waiting out. He's going to find the first strike. Is going to get taken down though by Recall Master, being a little too ambitious, and Hill Ranger is just going to wait now, playing really slowly, and Recall Master is going to get taken down as well, and that is going to be the equalizer coming up for Entity Gaming.
Well, there we go. And again, just 1 player lost. That is, and look at that. The entirety of the CT side has AK-47s. How often do you see this? Like, apart from Mazel, who did die if he didn't, all 5 players would be wielding AK-47s right now. While Too Easy Gaming just Glocks, they've been broken, battered, bruised, and shattered. Their economy is in the dumpster, and it's just going to be 3 P250s and 2 Glocks.
And it's like that old Counter-Strike 1.6 joke. When you're on the terrorist side, you want the info, and when you're on the CD side, you want the. But in CS:GO, obviously the AK is better because it's a one-tap headshot, and the P250 used to be a one-tap headshot till I don't know, till up until the recent last 8 months, and that wasn't even correct grammar, but whatever. Who cares?
I think Valve nerfed the P250 just a couple of months ago. They were like, nah, too OP. Anyway, Falcon gets one, gets what the hell? Two, finally. It's like shooting fish in a barrel for him.
That makes a job as caster so hard, right? If there's a huge gap between the first and the second frag, and you're trying to build up the entire situation, he's gonna get the first one, and oh well, he's not gonna get the second one.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's just spraying wildly through the smoke, moving his mouse left and right, praying to the good gods above ki bhai ek matka dila de, ek matka dila de. But no, no, God is just like no. But still, Entity winning the round, but Too Easy Gaming mission accomplished. They did get the bomb down. Recoil Master gets the AWP. And, well, let's see if Too Easy Gaming can turn the tides of the second half, because so far, ever since the guns have come out onto the playing field, Entity Gaming, it's been their game all the way. And what is this? Are we going to see some cheeky boost play coming out? Falcon needs to be careful. Oh, what a nade. That's a nade and a half, and Mazel gets the opening kill, but there's the trade coming in. It's a mid-round, it's mid-aggression, and double peek coming out onto Tito, and Tito's not taking any prisoners. He's just gonna spray everybody down, and everybody's dead. Now it's Mazel and Sai 2v4. What can they do?
I am presuming nothing because of the fact that it's a 4v2 situation and extremely difficult for the team. Unless Marcel goes absolutely nuts right now and gets both the frags, and maybe the third one onto Recoil Master if he tries to get the trade frags. He's going to go up. Look at that aggression coming. He's going to find the first one, but nope, he's going to get double peeked. And Rexy and Pokey are going to find the frag on the Marcel side of 1v4. Is he going to be able to pull this off? It is going to be extremely difficult, but he's going to go around the corner. He's going to completely brand it. He's going to get spotted by Recoil Master. And that was such a troll moment. The second flash coming up as well, and Sai will have to fall back and try and get the exit frags because he does have the cash to work with. So he's going to try and do as much as economic damage as he can to the terrorist side, knowing that the economy is on the brink of breaking down. If you can try and get 2 guns off on the terrorist side, they can still win the next round and force the terrorist side on an eco.
I mean, at this point, Sai should just be looking to save. They do have money, Entity Gaming, but Marzel and Hellranger both are pretty low. Marzel will have to go in for a very neutered buy. He's going to only have $4,900 if I'm not mistaken. And the CD side economy already is just so difficult to manage. It is so much more expensive to be a CT than a T on Inferno, or on any map in this game, actually. Why am I saying Inferno? Brain fart, sorry, pardon me. Noob what to do. So,
embracing the meme right there.
Embrace it, young Padawan. Embrace it.
That's one of the things, but I mean, even though we have such wonderful viewers, and today, by the way, we hit 500 viewers on the very first day of ESL India Premiership. If you guys have any questions for us casters, do let us know and we'll try and answer them. If we do, look at the screen on the left-hand side. And well, talking about embracing the meme, you have to do that once in a while because Tito, we have everything. We have a lot of things for a lot of players. Tito being really savage at the desk. So I don't even know what to say about him because he's so nonchalant, just like Marzel, right? He's so nonchalant with the interviews on the stage that he just doesn't care. He's the cool. I don't care who's playing against me. I'm just gonna go in and destroy everyone. And I mean, he doesn't have that mental block.
I mean, that's a very good attitude to have. It's confidence, and it's not misplaced confidence, to be very honest. I've been watching Too Easy play, and yes, Tito has been a bit. Both Tito and Marzel have had their ups and downs. They're not really very consistent. But when they're on their game, they are almost unplayable. And it's very important for players like Marzel and Tito to be feeling it because they're very emotional players. The more they're into a game, the more the more confidence their team puts into them, the better they'll frag. And Rexy gets the opening kill onto Hellranger. No damage taken. Hellranger just all of a sudden realizing that his head has been knocked clean off his shoulders.
Well, Hellranger is going to get taken now. And I was just reading the chat right now, and I think it's going to be a pretty slow round coming in. So I think, and address one of the questions in the chat. Why do we not cast in Hindi? We could cast in Hindi, but then again, it's ESL India Premiership. I don't even know why we're casting in English. But anyway, so getting back to the game, Marcel, Sai, Falcon, and Amaterasu. they do have quite a few resources to work with, but the terrace side, again, they have a few smokes. Actually, 2 smokes to work with, and 2 Molotovs. So they could try and bait out a few resources from the CT side. And Falcon's going to go around the corner. The flashbang coming up. The second flash as well. I don't even know what you call that. Revenge flash. What do you call that? I forgot the word.
Team flash. You call that a team flash?
No, it's the counter flash. How can I miss that word out? The counter flash coming in from the terrace side, and Falcon is going to go down like, just like you call it, sack of potatoes. But the flashbang again from the CD coming out. Sai is going to be waiting out behind this. Marcel in the first frag, laying it to perfection. Sai is going to back him up. The second flashbang going out, and Sai being the boss, being Gandalf right there.
They don't have a smoke for CT. But oh, Sai just moving into construction a little too early. Oh, almost. Oh, well, no time left, and there goes the bomb. Now Pokey needs to stay alive. No, Pokey will die, and that too after the timer, so he's gonna get 0 money. He's on $0. Nothing. He has nothing to take into this round. Wow, Sai, the hero plays yet again.
And I won't even say the synergy, but the timing from both the players. That first pick from Marcel was so important. He realized that there is a smoke in front of him and he has to go out and get the first strike, because if he allows them to come up towards the bomb set, Sai will not be able to back him up. So Marcel, with such an amazing play and the amount of awareness that he had, in terms of the radar, in terms of the terrace side coming up towards the bomb set, got the first strike, managed to delay them a little bit more, and the smoke faded away and Sai got 2 frags. So that was brilliant play coming from Marcel.
What I don't understand is Twizy's thinking going into that B take very late round is, why not smoke off CT? If you've got 1 smoke, and I've said this a million times, if you've got 1 smoke going in towards the B bomb site, it's CT you smoke, not coffins. And Sai, missing a very simple flick shot from the looks of it. Not ideal at all. They still have 2 smokes left. And oh my, what? How do you miss that? I can hear Sai banging his desk all the way from Bangalore while he's doing it in Delhi, because that would have been just rage-inducing for him. And there, down goes Falcon. That's something that's become somewhat of a theme this match. And Amaterasu holding strong, gets 2, almost gets the 3rd, and now it's all gonna be down to my boy Marcel. Oh, okay, well, he's gonna save. All right, okay, cool.
Bias caster. Well, just call anyway, but Marcel is going to be going up to save it up. And also, again, the question from the viewers: why do we not cast in Hindi? Well, even as Indians, we have a lot of people who do not have Hindi as a. So that is one of the reasons why. While Fet and I can actually cast in Hindi, Fet, but it's just that, half of the country that's below Mumbai would not be able to understand it. So Marcel is going to save it up. The amount of cash they have right now is decent enough, because Marcel is going to be able to retain his gun. Amaterasu is going to have $2,400 coming up in his bank, so he might be able to drop 2 from Marcel if he pleases. But I think they are going to go in for a semi-ish buy with the CZs and not try and force things up a lot. And Marcel and Tito, what a flick was that from Tito?
Wow.
That's just surprising. And NCT again with the timeout coming up, 30 seconds on the clock, and they have changed up. So this is something that I personally like, because you have to be on your feet. You absolutely have to be on your feet. So it doesn't take away the momentum, and it still gives you enough time to think it through. And this was one of the other things that I've seen in a lot of matches, Fet, that when you're losing out on matches, and even though you don't really have to talk about, you just take that pause to break that momentum and try and get that mental block going in for the opposition. But reducing it to 30 seconds doesn't really allow for that anymore, does it?
I mean, still, it's a good enough, decent amount of time to just get your head back into the game, get it, leveled up. Because that previous round, they just died all over the map. They had no read, and Sai especially needs to compose himself. Those 2 misses, now I've seen, again, Sai is a very emotional player as well. Those misses can really mess up his equilibrium. And they don't need that right now. They need Sai to be on his A game, and Marcel, the lone defender towards the B bomb side. It's a 4-man stack towards A coming in from Entity Gaming, and Twizy Gaming are just so passive. 1 minute and 30 seconds left on the clock, and 3 players are still just outside T-spawn. This is very slow indeed from Twizy. They're just waiting for the picks. Now finally, it looks like it is going to be a B hit. Marcel is going to have the weight of the world on his shoulders, and all he has on the B bomb site is one smoke, one flashbang, and a CZ. Now, I know Mazel's a very confident player. He says, I don't need a gun, boys. I'll just take my enemies' guns. But these enemies are actually good. So be very, very careful, Mazel. And he's just going to give up the B bomb site. And I think they should just save. They should just take whatever investment they've gone into this round and just take it into the next round. 4 players. A 5v5 retake on the B bomb side on Inferno is a highly unlikely favorable outcome for the CTs.
That would just be like one of those retake servers he keeps on practicing on. Also, by the way, these guys practice a lot of retake, and that's their chilling session when they're not playing on So Strong next, by the way. And yeah, so 5v5 retake, it's highly unlikely because they don't even have resources. Even if you do have the guns and the resource, it's still really, really difficult. And even if you try and go, it's going to be a bloodbath, and everyone's going to be confused. Like the second round, I think, of the second half, where everyone was just shooting everyone, and nothing really worked out. So the series, and Mazel actually, just managed to crawl away from the B bomb side and the tier side as well, giving the respect that Entity deserves. Not trying to go in and hunt them down because they don't really have a lot of cash to work with either. So a smart play coming in from 2easy, and Entity will have to absolutely go out of the way and try and get this round, because if they lose out on this round, they won't have a lot of cash to work with. And I see this going, if 2easy picks this one up, I see this going to 15-12.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? If they hadn't gone for that save that previous round, they would have been in for a world of hurt, because they wouldn't have any money or anything to work with, and 2easy could have just run away with the rest of the game, not even the half. And Sai, excellent opening kill on a bad man and doing the smart thing, falling back, no need to re-aggress, no need to face again and, risk dying unnecessarily.
And El Tito is going to be the one upper Rexy, and these guys are crazy aimers. And they do have a lot of resources. The Molotov and the smoke as well. No nades though, and they don't really need nades either. And they're just gonna throw in the smoke, try and waste a bit of time. And I don't even know where I'm heading with my grammar, but Hellranger's gonna be waiting out the flashbang coming from the CTs, and he's gonna push him through the smoke. He's gonna try and wait it out, and he's gonna pre-fire around the corner. Tito is gonna hear him. Recall Master in the first strike. Hellranger's gonna fall back towards A bombs, almost being taken down right there. Tito being a little too slow, and it's going to be a 3-man stack coming from the CTs, and Marcel is gonna be coming towards the library area as well. The Molotov and the smoke. What is even going on? And Marcel just spamming through the smoke, trying to go in. And that did 2 things. Get the distraction going on as well. And oh my god, the crossfire was so amazing. Marcel is going to be walking.
Oh my, somehow. Okay, wow. That was a very confusing round. And confusing not in terms of whom we should watch, but it was just watching these players just make very, very questionable decision on 2easy gaming. You Molotov off library and then immediately a smoke to follow to extinguish that Molotov, essentially allowing Mazel to just have a field day running through the smoke, picking you off one by one. Falcon coming out huge, finally waking up, gets 1 kill, but a very crucial kill. And then Amaterasu, as always, Mr. Consistent himself on the Entity team. According to me, he is the best player in the country.
Well, that's, I don't know if it's debatable, but talking about the matchup, talk about at least this specific matchup in terms of plays, I think this is one of the better matches that I've ever seen in the Indian Counter-Strike circuit because of the individual flashes of brilliance. Every player, I can't say there was one round where any one of these players, except for Hellranger maybe pushing up in the first round, was a very stupid decision. But all of these guys have been playing some real good Counter-Strike. So if you're a new player who's watching these streams to try and learn something new about Counter-Strike, download this demo, spend a week trying to analyze this demo, and you're going to learn a lot of things. And believe me, even though they're playing as a team, there was, the last one when I was talking about Marcel, when the smoke came in, and I think this might just as well be a mid-take coming up, so I'm going to hold on to that thought. Smoke is going to come up, Badman is just going to wait it out. 35 seconds on the clock, size. Oh my god, recoil! It's going to get taken down inside. Oh boy, what a lucky shot.
I mean, it was very ballsy of Sai actually to just stick around even after taking the first shot. Second times around, the charm gets the timing right, gets recoil master, gets the man advantage, and takes out one of the most explosive players on the opponent team as well. Now it's just going to be Rexy. He's got a solo fact-finding mission towards the B-bomb side. Maybe try and draw a rotation out, but okay, they get 1 player, and they've all rotated. This is the wrong call. Amaterasu caught with his... literally getting caught with his pants down, but Falcon falling back gets the crucial kill, shaving seconds off the timer. Oh, but not able to land the telling kill. but he's so very low. Pokey, 1 HP. A brisk breeze in his general direction, and he's going to be folding like a house of cards in a cyclone. Does not matter. Rexy, 91 HP. That's one-shot headshot potential, and he's not going to be expecting Mazel and Hellranger. They're going to be doubling up and getting the 2 final kills. And Entity Gaming move on to 14 rounds. And this has been a nail-biter of a game of Counter-Strike, and the money's not looking that good for Too Easy. They might want to just go with upgraded pistols because they're going to get, what, $2,400 as the third round loss bonus. And it's not going to be enough if they buy down too much into this round.
That's true. And Too Easy taking the time out, the first time out of the entire. These guys are really confident. I've never seen any one of these guys. I can't say for Badman because I haven't really observed him playing really close. But the rest of the team, I've seen them, their composure is really, really good. And, they won't really show their emotions in the game. But at this point, they had to figure out what is going wrong because Entity Gaming, they have been playing really well. I don't know. This is, it's such a back and forth game because it's not even each and every round. It's in a set of 3 rounds that keeps on going to either in Entity's direction or towards Too Easy. And they are going to go in for the cash equalizer, except for Rexy, who has went in for 2 flashes, Kevlar, and a P250 and has the least amount of money on the team. So this is going to be a very interesting round to observe. And Sai getting the track on Rexy, that was a really, really ball. But knowing for a fact that they won't really have a lot of cash to work with, he stood there, was fearless about the shot, and is going to find the first frag on the terrace side.
Amaterasu just rattling off a few shots with his suppressed USP. And well, Too Easy pulling the trigger a bit too early. Sai getting what? Tito Savage. Well, okay, everybody's dead. All right. That was just the only bright spark in this round was Tito's crisp headshot onto Sai. Falcon needs to be careful. None really matter. Gets the kill. Falcon should finally start feeling a little bit better. He's stringing some kills together, some important kills together, and slowly but surely is working his way up the scoreboard. And well,
if this match goes to overtime, I think we should really start asking for overtime pay. Don't you think?
Shh, we don't discuss that in public.
All right, jokes apart. There's gonna be Sai on the up again, and I think that one shot coming from Tito is going to be a little tilting because he was just standing there and he just walked across the corner, got that headshot. So I didn't even have head armor to work with. And I'm kind of surprised why I didn't have head armor. But anyway, Hellranger is going to be going in, throwing smoke, spamming through the smoke and throwing in the nade as well, which is going to do a decent amount of damage to Rexy, bringing him down to 59 points of health. And 2 guys from the terrace side towards Banana, 2 of them towards the A apartments. So waiting for some sort of an aggression coming from the CT side, taking that map control, denying the CT's early information. And Sai's going to find the first frag. Okay, Rexy tried to push in, not quite sure why though.
And this is exactly what Equitas was talking about a couple of days back, is how Entity, the guys, have been practicing a lot on their turtle setups on their CT side, on Inferno especially, when to flash, when to rotate, when to just, and you can see the way that Sai has been playing. He goes aggressive early round. If he doesn't get the pick, all right, 1 minute, 30 seconds left, I'll fall back to a more passive position, and then works picks and then just flies all over the map. And in the meantime, Falcon, Mazel, they're just wrecking house. Mazel shoots Pokey is no god in the butt, gives him an extra hole to poop out of. And well, Batman left all alone in apartments. Nice headshot on the Falcon, but that's just gonna, telegraph his position. And that's 16-13. GG, well played to Too Easy Gaming. But it is gonna be Entity Gaming taking the maiden game of the ESL India Premiership, the Masters League of 2018. And my God, what a game that was.
That was a brilliant game. And you know what, guys, since it was such an interesting match, we actually have our wonderful analyst Adi along with Angela, who are going to be breaking the game down. So you know what, guys, over to you boys. And the girl, I guess.